And the next topic is the Sabra tier list. Holy, this is probably like, going to be the dumbest one.
Let me ask you
Are
about
you actually going to do that? Because that would be wonderful.
Yes, I'm going to talk to Norm.
Productive.
We'll have a great conversation about From the River to the Sea.
Is it? Wait, can I ask you a question?
No. It's my turn.
Okay,
You spoke,
go ahead.
now it's my turn.
You know what? You go ahead.
Thank you.
All
I
right.
appreciate that. That's very gracious of you.
Well, I mean, it's just a back and forth conversation, but
Yeah.
you seemingly have a lot of grievances not pertaining to the actual issue at hand. But
I don't know. The issue, my friend, the issue at hand is your behavior.
No, I think the issue at hand is the genocide.
Well, we seem to be coming at this from two different angles, which is great, right? So let me ask you this. Hold on. You said it's my turn to ask, so let me do that. Is it my turn to ask a question or what?
That there's a genocide. You already recognize that Israel is committing a genocide.
I can care about two things, Hassan. It's very important to acknowledge that.
Don't you think?
I can care about two things, my friend.
Narrow framework
very
surrounding
easy.
your own personal feelings.
I'm not that smart, but I can care about two things.
Okay, no,
even if one is more urgent than the other.
You think your own personal feelings, born out of your misunderstandings, is more important?
Did I say that? I said one is more urgent than the other, referring to the genocide.
Oh, okay. So you recognize that
Hassan,
the genocide is a more urgent issue.
Please let me ask a question.
Almost all of your commentary surrounding this issue on talking about your own personal feelings and how you've been wrong.
Bro, you're not gonna solve the war in Gaza between you two fucking idiots, okay? So even if the genocide is the more important issue, it has nothing to do with this conversation. This conversation is between you and Ethan, about you and Ethan, not about the genocide. Even if genocide is the more important issue, you guys are not going to solve it. I hate this deflection. It's like, oh, how are we discussing this when people are actively dying? Like, there's a genocide being made. It's like, well, how are we going to solve it by discussing this at this point? I want to solve this problem we have. I want to talk about the problem we have. Right? That problem will still be there even if we discuss it or even if we don't. Like, that has nothing to do with this conversation.
By people.
Very good. Let me ask you. So you claimed
wait, can you answer that question?
No, Hassan, you asked your question. It's my turn. I talked about how gracious you were, man. What happened?
Wait, but
I said you're so gracious. You're going to let me ask you a question. What happened?
Does that make
Don't
sense
make me take it back. All right, let me ask you a question.
Sense to you?
Hold on to that. Ask me after this. You defended Frogan's use of the Sabra tier list. What was your opinion on that?
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
I think that the Sabra Hummus tier list is absolutely insane to consider anti-Semitic, and most people have already laughed about it, despite the fact that it was very damaging in terms of deplatforming a bunch of content creators that participated in this, egged on by yourself, by the way.
Yes. Good. With pleasure.
And yeah, it's not.
It's insane.
Even remotely.
Okay.
It's not even remotely anti-Semitic.
Very
it's
good.
Like,
let me ask you a
the
question.
cracker band that Twitch capitulated on.
So let me follow up with this. Have you seen the thumbnail?
The thumbnail?
Yes, that's what I said. This is the thumbnail that's still up. Now, let me ask you this, Hassan. Here's Frogan's thumbnail for the Sabra Hummus tier list. In the F tier is me and Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is not in the tier list. He has never explored or used. Why do you think Ben Shapiro is on the F tier?
Ethan?
Whoa, answer the question.
Again.
What, you're dodging?
I'm not iDubbbz.
Oh, but you can't make value judgments suddenly on your friends who you've spent all this time defending.
No, because I don't care.
Well, I do.
I don't. Like,
I think it's great you don't care. Why is Ben Shapiro there?
I don't know. I don't care. Probably because he's also
because he's Jewish.
What?
Because it's the most most prominent Jewish creators on YouTube.
Do you think Ben Shapiro's Judaism is the reason as to why?
100%, without a doubt, yes.
Everyone knows this.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Everyone knows this.
I know it's a lot to process.
Okay. Yeah, this is a lot to process.
Yeah, I know, man. It's tough. You really don't know what to say because it looks pretty bad.
No, because it's so fucking stupid.
Well, tell me then.
You look kind of dumb right now.
there?
You look kind of insane.
Okay, very good.
That's why
Ben
I'm having a hard time.
No, what looks stupid is that you can't admit it. That's what looks stupid to everybody. It's like, you can try and gaslight Ethan all you want, and overall, you're right that this is like, who gives a shit? Yes, these people are anti-Semites. Who gives a shit? Okay, like, this is not a big deal. They're just a bunch of retards who practically no one is watching, right? Yeah, they get more views than me. Wow, whatever, right? But in the grand scheme of things, like, they're getting no views. None of those people, okay? And they made an anti-Semitic tier list. It's like, take, I don't know, who's, it's imagine Sneeko, or somebody like Sneeko with less views than Sneeko. I don't even know what views Sneeko has now, but I feel Sneeko is more relevant than any of the people who were on this panel for some reason. So take somebody like Sneeko making, like, you know, a white superiority tier list. At the bottom, he puts like a bunch of like black dudes at the F tier. Is it a big deal? No, man, this doesn't change anything in reality, right? But you don't need to be dishonest about saying what it is and what it isn't. This is not a hummus. It's not a hummus tier list, okay? This is not a Sabra tier list, okay? This is a... Where is it? Person. This is a Sabra tier list. Terms, the modern Hebrew, the term Sabar, that Sabarim, refers to any Jew born in Israel, derived from the Hebrew name for the prickly pear cactus, which is commonly spelled Sabra in English. That's what it's about. It's not about the fucking hummus, okay? It's about the person. It's about the meaning of it for a person, okay? They might think that they're like, oh, we're so smart. We use the sabra, so like it's actually like we can say it's about the hummus, but everybody fucking knows what it's about. Okay, this is such a dumb thing to defend, but obviously he's going to defend this idiot. By the way, the fact that he even went out of his way to make a video defending this fucking retard.
Like, I don't know why fucking Frogan made this thumbnail.
Why is Ben there?
I don't have any issue with this thumbnail.
Why is Ben there?
Because he's a prominent defender of Israel.
You're quick to say that Jews aren't the only Zionists, right? So why is Ben Shapiro, of all the people in the world who are conservatives, who are Zionists, Christian Zionists, why Ben Shapiro? Me and Ben Shapiro and F tier, the two most prominent Jewish creators on YouTube? That's a coincidence, just like the swastika, huh?
Ethan,
these are two cosmic coincidences. They're really stacking up.
The tier list that you're talking about, first of all, the tier list that we're talking about was literally designed by a Jewish content creator who you advocated to ban, and he got banned.
Very good, and I'm glad he did. He definitely deserved it.
Jew. You called him a token Jew.
And I still stand by that. The man is just fucking.
So you get to draw swastikas on PewDiePie, but Rafi can't say that there's a tier list here where Sabra
This is Frogan's tier list. This is her.
Is the lowest. The Sabra hummus, liking Sabra hummus, is the lowest tier.
Ben Shapiro.
And the highest tier is being able to get a Habibi pass. You, as a Jew, get to determine what other Jews are able to do. You're the
Habibi. Bro, Habibi is like such a normal word that almost every Jew in Israel uses. Okay? There's no such thing as a Habibi pass. Okay? Everybody in Israel says Habibi. Shit, people who don't speak Hebrew in Israel say Habibi. I'm not talking about Arabs. I'm talking about like immigrants that are Jewish from other places in the world that are not Arab. They say Habibi. Okay? Habibi is extremely fucking common.
Pope of the Jews.
I'm not determining what they can do, but this is Frogan's bit. This is her stage. This is her bit. I mean, you can say that the Jewish dude is the fall guy and did everything, but that's not true.
So you get to draw swastikas, but Rafi can't even say Sabra hummus is dog shit.
He can say whatever he wants. I'm not criticizing.
Yeah, it's not about like who can say what. He's talking about like what this is about.
You think that my criticism is that he doesn't like Sabra hummus? Are you being serious right now? By the way, is that a beat? Hold on, what are you drinking?
It's a Dr. Pepper cream
Isn't that
soda.
Who owns that?
I don't know, but it's not on the BDS national BDS list.
We'll double check.
Yes, I'm 100% sure.
Okay, we'll double check that. It's not about Sabra hummus, and like let's not be obtuse.
Actually, the BDS one is actually pretty funny too, because like you've been you consistently talk about how like I drink Diet Coke or whatever. When that fan came up to me and said stop drinking Diet Coke, it was not on the Palestinian National Committee's official BDS list.
Yes, it was.
And ever since it has been on the official BDS list, I have not drank Diet Coke or purchased any Diet Cokes.
You guys are retarded. Like, you guys are so retarded for even caring about that. Oh, we're gonna not drink Diet Coke. Like, bro. So stupid, man. That is so stupid.
At all.
You're lying. It was on the list.
Wait, what is?
Yeah, it was on the list. You're lying.
What was on the list?
Coke.
Yes, it was put on the list, and I stopped purchasing Coke, and I stopped drinking Diet Coke.
You know what's funny? You told her.
I think it's like
you remember what you told her, son? You remember what you told her? You said, "I'll just put it in a cup."
Yeah, no, I was joking with her because I thought that it was a ridiculous request at the time because it wasn't on the Palestinian National Committee's official boycott, divestment, and sanctions list, Ethan.
Okay. It's not about Sabra hummus, just so you know.
I gotta see this. Palestine request. How does he call it?
Because I think it's like
you remember what you told her,
significant request at the time because it wasn't on the Palestinian National Committee's official
National Committee
boycott, divestment, and sanctions
boycott list. Double T, right? Yeah. BDS National Committee. Okay, what are the now against these companies? Okay, BDS movement. Let's see how stupid this is. Maybe I'll have a list of like shit I want to buy now. HB, bro, that's all the printers. Raymax, I mean, yeah, that's, but like, the fuck does Raymax have this? Okay. Organic, boycott targets. Domino's Pizza, Pizza Hut, Papa John. Wait, Papa John's, really? Burger King, Wix, McDonald's. Like you just can't eat anything. Pressure targets. Okay. Okay. Is there like an actual complete boycott of these brands? Okay. What are the brands? Consumer boycott targets. Okay. Chevron, Siemens, AXA, SodaStream, Ahava. Well, Ahava is literally like in Israeli, like it's a Hebrew word. Raymax, this is also Canadian, by the way. I think it's like one of the biggest real estate companies. Israel producing your supermarkets from Israel, and you're going to demand their removal from shelves. So stupid. If you don't buy it, it will be removed from shelves. You don't have to like fucking go out of your way and demand it. Investment and exclusion targets. Right, Intel, bro. Okay, so like everybody who has a computer, just fucking get rid of it. I know not all computers are made with Intel, but like vast majority of your computers are Intel. Or like at least you have parts by Intel. Okay. Volvo and wait, Hyundai. You're from HD, Hyundai, South Korea, Volvo has been used by Israel in the ethnic cleansing and forced enslavement. What? Wait, because it was used? This is such a stupid thing. Because Israel used a Hyundai product or whatever. This is so stupid. So stupid. It's not like I thought like maybe it was like, I don't know, like owned somehow by a Jew or some shit. But no, it's because Israel used it. This is like makes absolutely no sense. Israel uses a whole lot of technology that the US uses. If you actually boycott everything that is being used in Israel in any way, shape, or form, then I mean you might as well just not use anything. Just fucking. Did you know that Jews also breathe air? And they used air in order to like blow up Gaza. You know, because you need air in order to cause fires and stuff. You can't. Fire cannot burn without oxygen, so you need oxygen. Therefore, Jews have used oxygen, so you guys might as well stop using oxygen as well. What a stupid fucking argument.
Okay. It's not about Sabra hummus, just so you know. Like, let's not be silly.
Wait, what is it about?
It's about what's Sabra means a Jew born in Israel. It's an Israeli company. It's everybody knows it's like considered like Israeli hummus. It's been on the BDS list. Everybody knows the connotations of Sabra hummus, right? Nobody. Yeah, I don't like Sabra hummus either. We're not talking about hummus. What I don't like is anti-Semitism perpetuated by your friends and swept by you. Now, why is Ben Shapiro in the F tier? That's a cosmic coincidence. Okay, let's move on. Very good.
Ethan,
go ahead. Next question.
I'm not.
I know and I don't know. I know. Why. How can I make value judgments on my friends I've been defending for 2 years?
Also,
who can say?
There is a tier list in front of me, and it seems like a bunch of people, both
Ben
Jewish
Shapiro and me, are in the F tier.
On the Loves Sabra tier list.
You're looking at the end. I'm looking at the thumbnail, bro. I'm talking about the thumbnail.
I know, but I first of all, again, I'm making inferences about editorial decisions that other people have made. I'm just simply speculating at this point.
Sure.
But you know, it's a.
Are you not embarrassed by this armpit hair? It's so cringy, bro. It's like so weird. I'm glad you changed that finally. On a separate note.
What?
I find it just so weird and bizarre that this was your thumbnail for so long. Also, ironically, wearing a Rolex hat, which is like probably the symbol of capitalist excess.
Yeah. I got a free Rolex hat from a friend of mine. I still wear it every now and then.
Oh wow, who knew? So anyway, Ben Shapiro is accidentally in the F tier.
What does this have to do with anything? What's going on, man?
Yeah, I know it's confusing. It's very confusing for you. It's like a car crash. I'm sure.
So why do you think there's a cosmic mistake on the tier list?
It's like a car crash. Yeah. I mean, it probably didn't, but like, yeah, Ethan's going really hard on him. All right. What else we got? We got Hummus and Theovan. Okay.
Anti-Semitism and.
Do you think that this is at least a bad coincidence?
No, I don't.
Well,
I
that's
really
fantastic.
No, I don't think it's a bad coincidence at all. I think you're trying to find with a fine-tooth comb like any incident.
No, everyone knows what this was about. Come on, bro. Ethan didn't have to point it out. Everybody fucking knew what this was about. Everyone knew this. Also, what does hummus have to do with Habibi? Like, if you have a Habibi pass, or you are Sabra, what do those, like, how does the criteria work? How do you get from Sabra to Habibi? That makes no sense. A Habibi pass is essentially you are an Arab or whatever, and it's like saying, like, you're allowed to say the N-word, right? So if you had like an N-word pass tier list, right, then you would have like a bunch of black people, and then you would have white people. So clearly this is not about Hummus and Habibi. It's about who can say Habibi, which would be non-Jews for some odd reason, because a lot of Jews are say Habibi for the longest time, right? And then the people who can't say Habibi would be these guys, not because they like Sabra Hummus, but because they are Sabra, people who were born in Israel, basically, and like, who are you trying to discriminate against? Like, this is such a dishonest fucking defense. Just like, he called him out properly on this. Like, obviously these are like non-issues, like no one really cares about this, but it's like he can't even defend these non-issues. Like, he can't, like, Hamas Piker can't even defend the non-issues. This is actually like, no one cares about this, right? I'm sure even Ethan doesn't care about this. He's just using it to make a point. And Hamas Piker can't even admit to this. It is a sad state of affairs for Hamas Piker.
The Jewish man is crazy. He sees anti-Semitism everywhere.
A really hard time.
These are just cosmic mistakes.
I'm telling you. If you want my perspective, I'm giving it to you. I think genuinely, okay? I think genuinely.
Yeah.
At a time when there is unprecedented levels
of
I
we can't talk about anything else. That's very convenient for you.
At a time when there's unprecedented levels of out-and-about anti-Semitism, with incredibly prominent, oftentimes right-wing conservative figureheads actively talking about Jews, okay, in deeply anti-Semitic fashion, you have lasered in on people that you can't even actually catch, quote unquote, dead to rights, because they're not anti-Semitic.
Well, they're not wearing a shirt that says "I hate Jews," but they're walking around swastikas and doing tier lists with Jews on the bottom. I mean, that's as close as you can pretty much.
Like, why are you comparing them to people who have nothing to do with you? So I can't believe you're not attacking me with Candace Owens being anti-Semitic. Why don't you attack me with the Candace Owens being anti-Semitic? Why are you attacking me with the Frogan being anti-Semitic? Well, because you're friends with Frogan. Because you're defending Frogan. You're not defending Candace Owens. What is this argument, bro?
Fucking get without them just saying, "I hate Jewish people."
It seems to me like,
and I think you're acting really silly and obtuse right now. The guy who's all about microaggressions and understanding the perspective of minorities and stuff, telling a Jewish man that he's hallucinating anti-Semitism and won't even concede that this looks bad. Okay.
You shouldn't bring that. Like, I mean, like, you're not hallucinating it, but it's like making a bigger deal out of it. Again, like, this is all just to call out the Hassan hypocrisy. Sure. He's building the case of Hassan is anti-Semitic. Because Hassan keeps saying, "Oh, I'm not anti-Semitic, I'm just anti-genocide." Right? And I'm anti-Zionism. But I'm not anti-Semitic. Meanwhile, everyone who has paid attention knows that Hamas Piker, if he had a button next to him where he could just like instantly kill all the Jews, not just the ones in Israel, all the Jews, he would probably click it. He would make a stream out of it. It's like, "Oh, check this out," and click it. Like, straight up. Pretty much anyone who's been paying attention, that's what he would do. So this whole point is not it. Like, it's not about the sword. It's not about the Sabra tier list. It's not about Frogan. It's literally to show that Hamas Piker is a hypocrite, a liar, and an anti-Semite.
Okay, fantastic.
No, you're hallucinating anti-Semitism in this circumstance.
Very good.
I'm not saying anti-Semitism is not a prominent fixture of American politics.
Very good.
I actually do think that anti-Semitism has exploded in popularity in American politics, especially. So that's not my point at all. I'm saying you individually right now wish that these people were anti-Semitic. So you're trying to find anything you can hold on to.
It's really not a stretch.
But once again, none of those people are me. So I don't know why.
Let's stop with the value judgment thing. Like, you can't make a decision. It sounds stupid as hell, dude.
I mean, let's be real. Frogan, forget her being anti-Semitic. She's anti-American and anti-Semitic, okay? It's like, if she wishes PTSD on American soldiers, what do you think she wishes on just Israeli people? Right? And again, you can be like, "Oh, well, you justify it's like, oh, she only wishes it on like IDF people." Okay, well, what does the IDF people, what does this extend to? Because pretty much over 90% of the Israeli population have been in the IDF. Anyone who's like of age, right? 18 plus, more than 90% of them have been in the IDF because they have to be in the IDF. So if, let's say, Frogan would say like any Israeli soldier deserves a PTSD, deserves to die, whatever, right? She basically would be meaning pretty much every civilian in Israel, because that is pretty much who the IDF is. It's just the people of Israel, right? So at some point in time, right? Not to say that they're active soldiers at that moment.
Wait, I sound stupid as hell?
Well, when you go, I can't draw, I'm not them. I mean, it's...
I mean, I don't know why. You're asking me what their genuine decision-making is.
Why would I want my best friend Ida to be anti-Semitic? Why would I want my best friend Ida to be anti-Semitic? Why would I want that? You think I enjoy my friends and people around me being anti-Semitic?
Do you want me to tell you why?
I would love
I don't think
to.
you're going to like the answer.
Yeah, this is going to be good. Go ahead.
Okay. You want everyone that has criticized you to be anti-Semitic so that it makes you feel better about your position. It's not your own personal positions that you have explained to people that come across like you're using anti-Semitism as a shield to deflect criticisms against Israel.
This is
and if they are actually out and about anti-Semites, that'll make you feel a little bit more comfortable, like you've won the argument in your mind, and that your community would also finally go, oh yeah, you're right, you're a permanent victim in this situation. But because there's an unimaginable amount of anti-Semitism everywhere online, it comes across as shocking that you laser in on what you perceive are dog whistles when they're very clearly not even dog whistles at all. And I'll give you an example of this. Something that you did that I found very funny was you tweeted, or you don't tweet, sorry. You Instagram posted about my Theo Von podcast appearance.
Sure did.
My Theo Von podcast appearance where you were like, oh, I can't believe Theo Von didn't actually ask him about his like dangerous anti-Semitism or any number of different things in the conversation, including, I think you talked about Rick Scott. Now, we did actually talk. Theo Von and I did actually talk about Rick Scott.
Clip up,
I'm sure you didn't see that. No, but hold on, let me finish. But what I found very strange about that was the fact that Theo Von, and I didn't even know this at the time, the day prior to me, had actually interviewed Candace Owens. I think you and I both agree that Candace Owens is an anti-Semite, right?
I think that he was on that 1-2 punch.
Okay.
So, bam!
Do you think
hit him with that anti-Semitism, boy?
No, Ethan. As your former podcast co-host, do you think that I am anti-Semitic one? And if I am, if you think I am, do you think I'm as anti-Semitic as Candace Owens?
So yes, I think you're anti-Semitic at this point. I'm comfortable saying that. Are you an anti? Well, let me finish.
Let me finish. You asked me 2 questions. And let's address what you think I'm doing that's anti-Semitic.
Hold the phone. You asked me 2 questions together. I'm going to answer both. You said, do you think I'm anti-Semitic? After talking to you so far today, I can say unreservedly yes. Do I think that you are more anti-Semitic than Candace Owens? No. But I think your form of anti-Semitism is way more destructive and sinister. Candace Owens is outright. Hold on.
I kind of agree. Candace Owens, the reason like she's not as dangerous is because she's preaching to people who already are anti-Semitic. She's not convincing anyone new to be anti-Semitic for the most part, right? Any reasonable person would listen to Candace Owens like, okay, like she's crazy. It's like, oh, Jews fucking planting dinosaur bones, right? Jews invented space. Like any normal person listening to Candace Owens is like, she's fucking nuts, right? A normal person can listen to Hassan, right? Not on a regular basis, because like you can't be a normal person and listen to Hamas Piker on a regular basis. But like you can watch clips of his and whatever, and it's like it's very mellow. Like the anti-Semitism is very mellow, right? But it's like because he knows how to avoid like saying outrageous things to not get in trouble on Twitch. Right, so it's something he has been trying to do for the longest time. Like this is like something he's been practicing for many years on Twitch, right? It's like how to avoid getting in trouble, how to say things to not get in trouble, right? How to call for the death of a sitting U.S. Elected official. I think he was a congressman or whatever, Rick Scott. How to say, how to navigate your way around saying it's like, oh no, that's not what I mean. I mean like, death penalty, but it's like, we all know exactly what you fucking meant, okay? Like, we know exactly what you fucking meant, okay? So, just because he's navigating those waters doesn't mean like you're not anti-Semitic. And also, in many ways, it is more dangerous because you can say it in ways where normal people can kind of be like, you know what, maybe he has a point. You know what, maybe he has a point. You know what, maybe he has a point. And when you have enough, you know what, maybe he has a point, then you have somebody who will go and listen and now can listen to Candace Owens because they're already in the club of anti-Semitism and just believing Jews are evil. So, in a sense, I think Hamas Piker is more dangerous. But it's like he brings you into the field of anti-Semitism, and then Candace Owens can be like, oh, okay, just like fucking puts you on the train and fucking let's go, or on the plane actually, probably.
Come on there, Hassan. This is an important question.
You think I'm anti-Semitic now? Because 2 days
ago,
I
wasn't.
100%.
I'm going to answer.
Okay.
Your form of anti-Semitism is way more insidious because it's silent, it's tricky. She's out there just saying what she believes, and I respect her for that. Nick Fuentes is just out there. Nobody knows that what's his stance on Israel. Candace Owens' stance on Israel. But you're tricky. What you do is deny the heritage of Middle Eastern Jews, stuff like that. You accuse them of being always the oppressor, always. Everything. And by the way, you spent the first part of this debate calling me insane for what I think most people would perceive as blatant, obvious anti-Semitic acts.
I don't think most people would look at what you're doing right now and
let's not worry about that.
Let's sign of mental sanity.
Well, we'll have time to.
Well, most people in the Hamas Piker. Well, here's the thing. Like, if the Twitch viewers for Hamas Piker would say it's like, oh no, of course not. But at the same time, they would also be like, oh, Nazi sword. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, it's a swastika sword. Hell yeah, right? So. It's like, I don't think Hamas Piker viewers are all there, okay? Like, they're scattered. Their brain is just mush splattered on like some wall somewhere.
The audience afterwards. So let's continue.
Okay. All right. Well, look, going back to the Theo Von situation, and you said I'm anti-Semitic, right? Yesterday you said, or 2 days ago, in the aftermath of the Sam Cedar conversation, you said I'm not anti-Semitic. So what has changed in that process? Is it this conversation that you and I had?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Got it. All right.
Here's the clip, by the way. You accused me of not.
Yeah, because he said like, literally just said like, I think he said like I wasn't sure or whatever, but now you are, something like that. Like now I can say with certainty that you are, something like that. He said it like recently.
You accused me of not mentioning that Theo Von did not ask you about Rick Scott. Let's go back and watch the clip.
Because, no, I didn't say.
Oh, you literally look like the dude from Beetlejuice. That's crazy. The small head guy.
Ethan, I use my words very carefully. I said in the Instagram story that you posted. I don't watch your stream that much. I don't. I only
in that
see
waiting room.
Bro,
that's crazy. Do you see the resemblance?
What?
You're this guy from Beetlejuice. In this photo, you have like the same coat and shit.
Yeah. That's you are a comedian.
I sure am, buddy. I see you laughing. All right. Anyway, so you accused me of misrepresenting what happened. Let's play the clip.
Right, $800 billion of Medicare and Medicaid.
So stupid.
Mike Johnson goes on stage, says, goes on Caitlin Collins
like,
and says,
on one hand, I'm like, it's great that he can like, he's kind of like roasting him on the spot, but it makes him feel like a lot more childish, and it actually makes Hassan look like the mature and more reasonable one. Like it doesn't go well, like when you do these things, like when you do the.
Are a comedian.
I sure am.
Like this doesn't look like a good thing. It's like Hassan Piker being able to laugh this off makes him look better than you losing your shit and trying to get him to blow up. I'm sure Hamas Piker came into this ready to just get he was already in the mindset of like, okay, he's gonna try and like make me lose my shit and say something crazy, and I'm gonna be aware that this is what he's trying to do, and I'm not gonna fall for his game. Literally, probably like what happened.
Coat and shit.
Yeah. That's you are a comedian.
I sure am, buddy. I see you laughing. All right. Anyway, so you accused me of misrepresenting what happened. Let's play the clip.
Right, $800 billion of Medicare and Medicaid that they want to cut. Mike Johnson goes on stage, says, goes on Caitlin Collins on CNN and says, oh, there's a lot of fraud happening. There's not fraud happening in Medicare and Medicaid on the point of the recipient.
Right.
It's happening on the point of the providers.
Right.
And that's why I got banned recently on Twitch yesterday because
that's not why you got banned, bro. That's not why you got banned.
Yeah, so you just got back.
Yeah, Libs of TikTok was like posting about how I said something.
Wait, what is this?
And they misconstrued it as though it was a call to action to assassinate a sitting
Why are you
US
showing me
senator.
this?
Well, you're saying I didn't bring this up, or I'm saying that Theo didn't bring this up. He didn't. You brought it up, framed it in your own way to basically preempt a tough question.
Ethan, I said on the Instagram story that you posted about me, Dan, can you switch it back to Ethan?
Don't switch it back, Dan. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I'm switching it back. 1 second.
All right, thanks, Dan.
I know, man.
This looks ridiculous on my end. I'm sorry. Okay. So yeah, this was.
And it's not just because of the video.
The post as well, but the post I was referring to was make sure Theo knows how you feel about hosting a terrorist-adjacent content creator, and I believe there was another post about it or something. But again,
I said he was irresponsible to platform you and not ask you difficult questions.
Yeah. So the question I have for you.
Yeah, but Theo never really asks difficult questions. I don't think that's At least I've never seen Theo ask difficult questions. So I don't think Theo is confrontational at all in his podcast. Like from what I've seen, but it's not like I watch him. I saw like maybe 2 or 3 of his podcasts in my life, and I don't even no idea how many episodes he's at on. So it's like, but he doesn't seem like a confrontational guy.
And it's like he had Candace Owens on. Like, do you feel like that's a little bit more damaging in terms of spreading potentially anti-Semitic narratives? Or do you think that anti-Semitism is when you feel bad personally, and that could be any number of different things that I've done in any given moment?
Yes, I think you were just as bad as her in your own special way, and that's why you guys were hitting that same flavor.
Candace Owens on anti-Semitism in my own special way.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Very good.
Cool.
Very good. So let me ask you a question. Hassan, can I ask you a question?
Can you now officially not talk about like Frogan or anyone else and tell me why I'm anti-Semitic?
Well, we're kind of getting
2 days ago you said I wasn't, but also for a year.
You're repeating yourself.
Well, I am, because you haven't answered this question.
I have literally answered it probably 2 times. The reason that I'm saying you're anti-Semitic is because how you responded to my question at the beginning of this interview.
Ethan, for an entire year, you called me a virulent anti-Semite, a rabid anti-Semite.
Never did.
You did.
You did
not.
Went back and forth. I actually went back and checked.
You on it.
I had said that you've spread anti-Semitism and stuff, but I never called you an anti-Semitic. I went back and checked.
So
You're lying.
you're simply spreading anti-Semitism.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difference.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Is about Habibi, not Sabr. You're conceding the framing. Yeah, we're not conceding to anything. I don't want to even talk about the tier list anymore. Stop it. Okay.
Okay, let me ask. My turn.
He's like, yeah, fuck it, I'm done.
Do you think it's appropriate to accuse? Do you think it's appropriate to accuse any Jewish person you disagree with of working with the ADL?
Oh, okay. So this is the next point. All right, cool. Yeah. So the Theo Von one is kind of odd, but like I said earlier, I do agree with what he says. That's like he's as dangerous as Ken Sons. In many ways, in my opinion, he is more dangerous than Ken Sons, because most people view Ken Sons as like crazy black lady at this point, unless you're already on that ship. So it's like you're already crazy, and now she just radicalizes you more. But if you're normal, Ken Sons can't really like touch you. But Hassan Piker can, because his arguments, even though a lot of them are lies, straight up lies, but a normal person that doesn't know anything about the Middle East or the history would be like, no way, that happened, no way, that happened, no way, that happened, maybe Jews are the bad guys. And then from that point on, you start believing everything, and then eventually you're like, dude, Jews are planting dinosaur bones. And space is fake and gay.